Yo, what's happening? This is your boy, M-A-N-N, Mann. I started really young, man. I started like 5 years old, you know, when I realized I wanted to be on TV as like an actor or something, just as a performer. I'm a performer. And, you know, ever since then, I started acting, and then when I hit like 12 years old, I started getting into dancing and hip-hop stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, I started writing, and that's where I started like falling in love. Like at 14, I started falling in love with hip-hop as an artist. And from 14 to now, man, that's been my true love, man. So that's how I got my start. Well, me and JR, the way we came about was, it was actually like this like situation where I was at the right place at the right time. Like everything, like I was performing in LA at the Knitted Factory. I was 16 years old, like in 11th grade. And my manager saw me. He wasn't my manager then, his name Jamie Allen. He just was out talent scouting. And he saw me and liked my music. The next day he told me to bring him back a record. And I brought him back a record called Jerkin, which was like the first Jerk song, you know, that LA dance parade. And he brought that to JR. And JR heard it because, Steve Lobel managed Sean Kingston. So that's how the whole JR connection happened. Steve managed Sean Kingston, and Jamie and Steve are partners. So Jamie gave it to Steve, and Steve gave it to JR. JR loved the music, and we've been working ever since, man. So it was just, I was at the right place at the right time. You know, the hardest point in my career really has been just finding the song that had an equal balance of who I was, but was catchy enough to go on radio. You know what I'm saying? Like for a long time, I was sacrificing who I was to make a hit song, you know, a hit radio song. But you know, when I made Buzz It, I think that was the first time that we actually got both in one. You know, that's where I am now. While I was going through all that stuff, like with the music and trying to find the right balance, you know, basically, I really, that's why I did most of my growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people would think that since I was signed so young, I didn't really get to grow up and stuff. Well, actually, you know, I did a lot of like, you know, there was a lot of downtime since I got signed. So I was like still hanging out, getting to know like the LA culture, studying music, and like really going through like, you know, perfecting my craft, but also growing as a teenager too, going through a lot. And my story started becoming something like, you know, something I could start writing down and making like, you know, people can appeal to my story now. You know, I'm just an LA teen who grew up in LA, like and really grew up in LA. So that's what I was really maintaining. I mean, as a new artist, man, I think really what you need to do is really just stay true to who you are and just keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about hit radio songs. Just keep making music, and the more music you make, like something's gonna catch. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Like you can just keep making music, and something is bound to be like that hit, because that's the way music is made. You know, it's just I never had a job like before me. This is my only job. You know, when I was before music, I was going to high school, like trying to find studios to record at, or I was going to my acting school, Amazing Grace Conservatory, that kept me out of trouble, you know, while I was living in LA. Because there was a lot of stuff going on in LA, you know, a lot of gang influence, especially being from West LA. I see all my homeboys turn gang members, you know, so I was, you know, trying to just stay productive in acting or, you know, rapping or something like that. The biggest difference really is just traveling, you know, like I'm from LA, you know, we don't really like, you know, all I know is LA. So when I'm going now, I know like New York like the back of my hand, you know, like I know other cities, like, you know, like it's my city, you know, so it's really dope that I get to see the world. You know, I'm seeing everybody, meeting a lot of new people, learning new things, learning new cultures, learning new slang, like it's really dope, you know, so that's one of the biggest differences. Right now, I'm involved with like a website. It's called westsidestory.com, which is like a young West Coast blog site. My homeboys and homegirls, we started that. Well, they started it, and I hopped on it because I really love what they were doing. And you know, I'm really just helping with that, and also you know, clothing. You know, we trying to come out with the birthday clothing, the birthday game, which is like my fans and all my supporters who live life like every day's our birthday. We're coming out with sweatshirts. You know, other things, like I'm trying to get into some movies and do some auditions and stuff like that. Really right now I'm just doing everything possible, man. I'm trying to just be that overall, you know, person, you know, when it comes to performing and arts, you know, I want to be that guy. Renaissance. I think a lot of artists end up falling just because they don't take time to really study. You know, like just because they have raw talent, and I think they depend too much on that instead of really studying music, studying the like the way music works. Like if anybody studies music, they know it's like, you know, like trends, like things come back around, sounds come back around, and like, you know, people got to know stuff like that. A lot of people just depend on their raw talent, you know, especially nowadays. You know, because nowadays you done seen every type of artist, you know, so you got to come to something new. You can't just be the same cat from like, you know, two years ago. You got to be always forever evolving. I think honestly, what separated me from everybody is the fact that I'm actually like an artist coming into the industry as a grown teenager. You know what I'm saying? That lived the teenage life, that lived, you know, in LA. That's, you know, from a whole other perspective. That's not gangbanging, not your regular LA cat. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still out here. I'm not, you know, like I'm who I am. You know, my story is unique. Like everybody's story is unique. And me being true to who I am is really like letting you guys just be into this one person's life. And I think that I'm doing that in a pretty good way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that, you know, I'm hiding anything. I'm really being true, and I'm wearing all my emotions on my sleeve, and being 100% me. I mean, you know, labels are different now because, you know, music is not really getting, you know, money when it comes to like, you know, people buying albums and stuff. It's not the same. So, you know, they're definitely different in like spending wise, definitely different in like, you know, just the way they operate. But it's not like, you know, you can't really blame it. It's just the way that the music industry is now. And I think that they're just, you know, I think it's not really on labels anymore. I think it's more when the artists really just doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? The labels do help, but I think it's starting to really just even out to where artists are having their own say so too. So I think it's cool. You know, it's just music is just evolving. I have an EP coming out called Freshman on Varsity, produced solely by my homeboy Fingers. This is just a project. You know, I want people to see what I'm going through now, and you know, while I'm touring and stuff. Like I've been recording in hotel rooms. Really just keeping it 100 to what's going on right now. And you know, the Mann's World, the album comes out this summer. And that's produced solely by JR. That's the debut album. You know, that's like big songs, you know what I'm saying? Like really dope songs that kind of sum up who I am as an overall person. So, you know, I think I'm really excited for both of these projects. You can follow me on Twitter at MANN to get all updates and everything. You already know what it is. Yo, what's going on? This is your boy MANN Man, and this is WWS Magazine. Shouting out Rude Boy. You already know what it is, y'all.